Welcome back to 59 Minutes. My name is Levi Koness, and a wonderful morning. This is the 1st of December, 2020. We are here having a discussion with the chairperson of the Free Kenya Initiative, Bob Misheni Njagi. And we are talking about Free Kenya Initiative. If you've never heard about it, let him give us some of the main points of the Free Kenya Initiative, even as we talk about then what the BBI is having in contrast.
Thank you, Koness. Once again, I just want to talk briefly about the key highlights in the Free Kenya Popular Initiative. There's a very stark difference between what we are proposing and what the Building Bridges agenda is. The main issues that we are looking at in this referendum moment, as I said, is how to strengthen the position, the people's voice within government. And one of the ways we have looked at for public participation is the creation of a structure of governance called the People's Governments in all the 47 counties. That is a primary agenda for the Free Kenya Popular Initiative. Number two, we are looking at taxation and how we can do tax reforms in this referendum moment so that Kenyans are cushioned from the heavy taxation that is currently, underpinning the status quo. Thirdly, we're looking at devolution. We're talking about strengthening devolution. And in devolution, there are two ways to look at it, how we are looking at it. First, we are agreeing that, yes, we need to devolve more resources to the counties. So we are proposing a 35% increase from the current 15%.
Yes.
But further to the 35%, we are also proposing an extra 10%. So in total, we are saying 45% to go to the devolved units. Of the 45%, 10 of it will go to the people's governments so that they can be able to facilitate the functions of the people's governments. One of the functions of the people's governments is the right to recall. The people's governments will have the right to recall leaders who are not performing. You see, Connors, like now when we have a problem in our current political system, if the MP or the MCA that you have elected fails to deliver, you have to wait for 5 years before you can vote him out again. The process of recall that has been provided in this constitution is not very articulate. So we want this power to go back to the people so that the people themselves can be able to collect signatures in the event that they want to recall their MCA or their MP or their governor or senator or women rep. So that is one of the functions of the people's government. The second function will be direct representation, whereby people themselves come together and discuss the issues around their own area and represent themselves directly by saying this is the kind of development we want, and articulate those issues so that the county government and the national government can be able to listen to the people's government and pick the issues from the mwananchi for implementation. So secondly is direct representation, which is enshrined in the constitution under Article 1. Okay. Thirdly, we are talking about strengthening independent commissions and creating new commissions. We have seen what is happening with the doctors. So for us as Free Kenya, we have actually been talking with the leadership of the doctors and nurses, and we are bringing on board the issue of the Health Service Commission to be created as an independent commission to guide issues of human resource, employment, promotion, and all other issues related to the medical practitioners in Kenya. So this is one issue that I'd want the health workers to support us in this initiative. We are talking about the creation of a children's commission ya watoto. There is no body or authority as we speak that is effectively addressing the issues of children.
True.
That's why you can see the teenage pregnancies. Over 20,000 kids are not going to school because of teenage pregnancies.
Or they go missing and we don't have data.
Missing. But we only have a commission for teachers, we have a commission for IBC, we have a commission for all these other things, but not for our own children. So as Free Kenya Popular Initiative, we believe that this is an opportune moment to center the issues of children's rights in this constitution. And we are really pushing towards that. Other than the issue of devolution, people's government, we're talking about representation. Youths, persons with disability, minorities, okay? These are sectors of societies that have been left out of the BBI discussion. What we are proposing as Free Kenya is to introduce a new system of electing people into parliament, which will accommodate youths, women, PWDs as elected members of parliament, not nominated. So in every county, you shall have a collegiate, like the way we have a women rep. Now we shall have a women rep, we have a youth representative, and we have a PWD representative elected from each county to represent the members of their sector, the sectors of this society at the National Assembly, so that we can have representation from across board all sectors. But right now what is happening, the youths have been given a nomination, yet they are the majority in the country. They should not be nominated. They should have their space to compete within the rules of elections, yeah, within the Elections Act. So we are planning to introduce a different system of elections, which these sectors of societies will be accommodated once and for all. This will also cure the issue of gender imbalance, because we are talking about mixed member representation. If the youth is a male, the PWD can be female. Okay, then you have a women rep and you have a men rep. So you have no issue with gender balance in parliament, because the way of electing people from the ground, automatically the outcome is a balanced parliament. So we don't need to nominate anybody. We don't need to increase the number of MPs or constituencies to achieve the gender balance. No, that is a lie. We don't have to add even one constituency to achieve gender balance. We only need to change the way of electing people from the grassroots. And this solution is found in the Free Kenya Initiative.
Right.
Yes.
Did you want to add something else?
Yes, I just want to tell Kenyans that on this issue of the referendum, we should be very careful so that we don't get misled. I would want to go back again to the issue of government using public resources to push
to run a referendum.
It is unconstitutional. It is not provided for within the Constitution. And if at all they are supposed to be funding BBI, they should provide the same to Free Kenya.
What happens in the event that they push through and BBI becomes, becomes law? Would you?
We are going to revert all the gains we have made in the 2010 Constitution. You have an imperial presidency, you have a bloated government with a huge wage bill. That is what will happen.
Would this be the end of your initiative, though?
No. Free Kenya movement is not here for this year only. We are going to be doing referendums even every year, okay? Because a referendum is a form of direct representation by the people. So we are creating a pool of Kenyans, okay? Members over 1 million to 2 million, whom at every other year, if we decide that it is time to have a referendum, we can organize, mobilize, and prefer a referendum.
But there are those in the school of thought who say that, that even the talk about referendum is not wholesome, because we have not yet completely, tested the full abilities of the current constitution.
I think it is, those are people who are burying their heads in the sand, especially those who are saying the Linda Katiba team. I don't agree with them, because we have genuine issues. We have used this current constitution for 10 years. And I believe 10 years is good enough time for somebody to know whether something is good or it is bad. In fact, I think it's an opportune moment when we should come together and look at the issues bedeviling the country. The problem is that the state has captured the process of the referendum. It is not independent. That is why the civil society is saying, no, we don't need a referendum, because they're afraid that the outcome of this referendum for BBI is going to erode the gains made in the 2010 Constitution. What we are saying is that we have a choice as Kenyans. Let BBI collect their signatures, Free Kenya collect our signatures, we shall meet in the ballot. And Kenyans can decide. If they don't want Free Kenya, they will vote no. If they don't want BBI, we shall vote no. So remember in 2005, we had a state-driven referendum, which was flawed by Kenyans, and Kenyans voted no for the Constitution, all right? So even in this current referendum, it does not mean that the vote has to be a yes. It could go either way depending on the issues.
Right. Given the fact that the matter is in court,
yeah,
and like you said, there was a state-driven referendum before.
Yeah.
What are the chances of it actually failing?
Actually, the one that was, it was not driven by the state. It came through the civil society group, remember, together with the politicians.
So there hasn't been one that has been driven
facilitated.
by the states.
The state only facilitated. But in this particular one, the state is fronting the referendum. They're actually the ones collecting the signatures. They're the ones who have come up with the referendum. They're the ones pushing it to the people.
Right.
It's very different from
I am concerned, though,
process.
Bob, that there isn't much talk about the electoral process itself. I mean, everyone says,
Yes.
okay, fine. We are going to, you are going to come up with an initiative, BBI is there, you're going to take it to the people, let them vote.
Yeah.
But when we talk about, because people say even the BBI had the president, deputy president, they said, the BBI, the president and the former prime minister said that, our biggest problem has been elections over time and time again. We're trying to heal that.
It's a fallacy.
Now, one of the biggest problems for where we stand as media has been the counting of votes.
Yes.
That that you can actually go to the ballot box and you, Bob, can cast one vote and it can appear as one vote.
Yes.
And I cast one vote and then they don't appear as 20, we can count 1 + 1.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting that in a country that has made so much gains, even through the use of mobile money, we can't seem to make any gains in terms of electronic voting and actually counting it. So even when we are going for a referendum, does it even concern you that we are going for a referendum and the backdrop of the problem
is still there?
Is still there.
That is a catch-22 situation, because we are proposing to make electoral law reforms, okay? But the process of making those reforms, again, is through the same electoral commission. And for us as Free Kenya, we are not changing the structure of the IEBC. We're actually strengthening IEBC as a commission and giving them financial autonomy, as compared to BBI, who are preferring to put political, they were actually proposing to have political party heads to lead the commission, but again, I saw in the last report they changed it. They retracted from that proposal. But by and large, BBI is weakening the IBC, the commissions. So what we are proposing is to strengthen this commission. But as you're saying, the problem comes with the voting, the tallying, the transmission of results, the credibility of the entire process. And it comes a point when Kenyans themselves have to call out IEBC. All right, we cannot continue to have a system, a commission that cannot deliver credible elections.
Yes.
So indeed, there's a problem within IEBC, but the question is, how do we deal with the problem? That is the question. The big question is, how do we deal with the problem? And there is no other way than strengthening the laws around the electoral laws. For instance, if one is found guilty of having aided or abetted vote rigging, the laws are they're very lenient in the country today. You can get away with it. Nobody has to date been found guilty of either rigging elections in IBC. Yet we have so many petitions happening after every elections. So it's about electoral integrity. But again, Connors, I want us to remember this. Those who are fronting BBI are political party leaders. They have problems within, we have major problems within the party nominations. That is where the rigging starts, because there is no free and fair nomination, right? And none of these political parties have provided, or rather have preferred changes to the party nominations. But they're actually saying that IBC is not good, but they're not changing the internal systems of the party. So what we would want first to do is to actually have IBC managing the nominations for all political parties. That would be a good start in terms of sanitizing the electoral process, because the process starts from the political parties, nominations, before it comes to the general elections. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that would remain actually to be seen. So, because we are almost out of time, just about 7 minutes to go. For that person who is watching you today and has heard of Free Kenya for the very first time and is disillusioned because they're not even aware about the BBI, in its entirety. What way for Mwananchi? Mwananchi at this moment in time is thinking, oh, there's COVID, there's lack of, there's an economic.
I think Kenya is
downtown. We've got all these issues. Children are yet to go to school, and here we are chasing, political processes. What would you speak to that person? And they say, okay, these people seem far removed. All they're talking about is their constitutional changes, and the reality of life on the ground ni tofauti.
I think the biggest problem has been that the citizens themselves' inability to participate in what is happening in the process of changing the constitution, because they are saying on TV that people are collecting signatures, but the person at the grassroots cannot interact with these processes. What I'm saying, or our message today to Kenyans out there, is that there is an alternative process called the Free Kenya Initiative, right? And we are reaching out to Kenyans, the common man, to be able to come and join us in this endeavor to amend our constitution. It is possible, it is doable. And you see, as Kenyans, we are people who have had the benefit of seeing what is happening across the region. You can see in Uganda, right? There is a situation with Bobby Wine and President Museveni, where they're going for an election which is hotly contested. But what is happening there is chaos. People are being maimed, shot, killed. That's not the direction we want to go as a country. For Kenyans, we have an opportunity to engage with the Constitution and have amendments that can avert problems in the future. The thing is this, if you want to make changes in your country, you have to participate in the process of change, like we are doing. We are not being paid by anybody to do this referendum. We are Kenyans who are sponsoring ourselves. We're not funded by the state, and we're not funded, so there is hope. If we are here and we are saying that there is a way out, we only need Kenyans to believe in us, to support us, and to give us their signatures. If we get to 1 million signatures, we are going to change the narrative in this country.
Right. Thank you so much, Bob Misheni. You said you're also working in Uganda.
Not working in Uganda, but Free Kenya movement is a sister movement to the People Power movement in Uganda. We are supporting His Excellency Robert Chagulanyi as the incoming president of Uganda. And we are calling on all Kenyans. Actually, we're going to be inviting him here in mid of December. I could bring him to studio as we try to also support him in his endeavor to become the next president. All
right. So you're involved with a lot of good governance issues.
Across Africa.
Across the African continent.
Yes.
Thank you, Bob. Very, very insightful. Once again, I need you to give the website so people can check it out and read for themselves.
Yeah, if you would like to read more and participate in the Free Kenya Popular Initiative, kindly log on, or rather check our link, which is www.freekenya.or.ke. Again, it's www.freekenya.or.ke. Our slogan is People Power, Higher Power. People Power, Higher Power. Thank you.
People Power, Higher Power. That's
yes.
Free Kenya Initiative. It's a very, very interesting discussion. I will go and also get others to also check it out with me so we can give you feedback.
Thank you for giving us
I think
time.
we'll be able to do that even on the website, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Much
appreciated.
Thank you.
That's 59 minutes today. Stay tuned for Leah coming up with the Losu, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.